So students, in the previous class, by following the old book, we have already started the chapter and we have already discussed about the digestive system of the human. And I have remembered that up to still teeth, we have completed this also. So it is the diagram of the human digestive system, okay, and you have to practice it. The diagram is very important for your examination. So today we will start from teeth is completed. So today we will start from esophagus. Okay, today we will start from esophagus. Esophagus means it is commonly known as food pipe. When we show the diagram, we show it which part is the esophagus. So this is the esophagus. This pipe-like structure is esophagus. This pipe-like structure is esophagus. Then this is the stomach. Then in the middle part, the highly coiled structure which is small intestine, and the outer side this is large intestine, and it ends in the rectum or the anus. So these are the parts of alimentary canal or digestive system. This red color structure is the liver. It is a digestive gland which is associated with the alimentary canal. Up to this we have already discussed. Today we will start from esophagus. Now, esophagus means food pipe. Why it is called food pipe? Because food passes through this pipe. That's why it is called food pipe. It's actually a muscular tube. At the upper side it is connected with the mouth, and a lower part is connected with the stomach. Means in between the mouth and stomach, esophagus is present, and its function is food which we eat through our opening mouth pore. Then we chewed it. After then it enters into the esophagus. Esophagus do or pushes the food into the stomach by a wave-like muscular movement of the esophagus. Actually, the esophagus creates a wave-like movement, and it pushes the food that comes from the mouth into the stomach, because stomach is the second part of the next part of the esophagus. Now, next part is stomach. Stomach is a bag-like organ. In the diagram we have already see that stomach is somewhat bended structure, bent bag-like structure. It's also muscular. The walls of the stomach are lined with membrane called mucosa. It means that the wall of the stomach is lined, means outside the wall there is a membrane which is known as mucosa, and this mucosa secretes a material which is known as mucus. Actually, mucus helps in the protection of the stomach. Food is churned and made into a paste in the stomach. So the food that comes from the esophagus or the food pipe in the stomach, it is pasted. It comes in the paste form. Now, the glands that are present in the inner walls of stomach secrete gastric juice. So inside the stomach, the wall of the stomach contains some glands which secrete juice, and it is named as gastric juice, which contains HCl, means hydrochloric acid, and pepsin. It makes the food acidic because the hydrochloric acid mixes with the food, and if food has microorganisms, hydrochloric acid kills them. Pepsin begins the digestion of the protein. The juice contains, beside hydrochloric acid, also pepsin, and this pepsin helps in the digestion of the protein, means the food that we eat, and this food's protein parts start digested with the help of pepsin. Now, due to the action of gastric juice and churning of the stomach, changes the food into semi-digested food. Means here the food is partly digested with the help of this gastric juice, and now the semi-digested food is called chyme. Now chyme have to leave the stomach and enters into the next part of the alimentary canal digestive system, which is the small intestine. So food passes from the food pipe or esophagus, then enters into the stomach. In the stomach, it is converted into semi-digested food or chyme, and this to form semi-digested food, gastric juices which are secreted from the inner wall of the stomach also helps in this process, and now the food is now known as chyme, which now I have to leave the stomach portion and have to enter the small intestine. As we have already see that the small intestine is a long and highly coiled. Now the chyme enter into the stomach. In the stomach, bile from gallbladder and the pancreatic juice from pancreas mix with the food. In the diagram, we have already seen that where is pancreas located and where is, see, though the picture is not so clearly seen, in your book it is clearly visible. Here it is pancreas and here it is gallbladder. Okay. Now bile is secreted from gallbladder and pancreatic juice is secreted from the pancreas. It mixes with the food. Food means chyme. Mixes with the chyme. Actually, the bile is secreted from the liver. Liver is also located, which is red in color in the given diagram. It is clearly visible. And the bile is kept stored in the gallbladder. The bile juice helps in the digestion of the fats. Previously, we have learned that protein digestion occurs now in stomach. Now here digestion of fat occurs, and pancreas is also a large gland located just above the stomach. Pancreatic juice break down carbohydrate, proteins and fat into simple substances. So all of the three are digested now. Starch means the complex form of carbohydrate which is present in food like potato, rice, wheat. It's converted into glucose, and glucose is a kind of sugar. So complex carbohydrate that are present in mainly rice, potato now break down into simple form, which is glucose. And proteins which are present in the food items such as fish, milk, pulses, they again broken down into amino acids, which are the building block of proteins. So starch means complex carbohydrate break down into glucose, and proteins break down into amino acids. Now fat. Fats are also present in the food items such as butter, oil, milk, meat, and they are again broken into simple fatty acids. So both the three, carbohydrate, protein, fat, they are converted into the simpler form from the complex form. So digestion of the food begins in the mouth, because we know that in the mouth the food is mixed with the saliva, and where it ends, and it ends in the small intestine. Besides glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, the digested food also contains mineral and vitamins. Now there is a question, from where the glucose, amino acid and fatty acids comes? Yes, complex carbohydrate, starch is broken into glucose, proteins is broken down into amino acids, and fats are broken down into fatty acids. So the digested food contains the three things: amino acid, fatty acids and the glucose. And beside this, it also contains some minerals and vitamins. Now the large intestine. In the picture we have already seen the large intestine. It is broader and shorter than the small intestine. After all the useful nutrients from the digestive food are absorbed into the blood in the small intestine, the remaining undigested food material passes into the large intestine. It means that we have already seen that the food items are digested into simple form and they are absorbed into the blood, but remaining undigested part of the foods passes into the large intestine. Most of the water and minerals present in undigested food are absorbed by large intestine, because here we have already know about the fact that the digested food contains fatty acid, amino acids, glucose, and also some minerals and waters. So these parts are absorbed in the blood by small intestine, but remaining undigested food which now comes in the large intestine, it also contains some water and minerals, and actually they are absorbed by the large intestine. The remaining undigested portions after this, again some part is remain undigested, and this portion is now comes to the anus and it discharges from the body or flow out or exits from our body. And this process is known as egestion. So from the large intestine, the undigested food particles discarded from the body through anus. In the diagram, you may see that where anus is located. So fibers that are present in vegetables, mainly green leafy vegetables, fruits, whole grains, is not digested. Actually, they are termed as dietary fibers, and their only function or only role is to helps in passing or a passage of the food that are not digested properly and helps to exit them from the body and make the digestive system clean. Okay, these are the dietary fibers. This is also there is a specific term which is called roughage, mainly present in the vegetables, leafy vegetables, fruits and whole grains. Actually, it makes the digestive system clean and helps in removing the waste materials. So this is the total fact that how our food is digested. It means that, just look about this, we eat food through our oral pore or mouth, then comes inside the mouth cavity. With the help of the teeth, we break it into small pieces and also it mixed with the saliva. Now through the pharynx it comes to the food pipe, and in the food pipe it also becomes churned and now comes into the ultimately stomach, where protein digestion occurs. Within the stomach, now it enter into the small intestine. After in the small intestine, protein, carbohydrate, fats are broken into simple forms and then it comes into the large intestine. In large intestines, the undigested food particles are again absorbed, and remaining particles which are not still undigested, they removes from the body through the anus. So this is the overall digestive system. So students, go through these notes and no need to worry that book has been changed. That's not the problem. Okay, I will follow this book, and this book I think more easier than the previous book. The information is also so sorted and selective, so you no need to study or learn in details. So you just follow the new book, and that's why I have already given the PDF of this book. Many of the students yet not have collected the books, so no need to worry, just follow my explanation in the video. Okay, later I will give the question answers. Okay, so thank you students, just try to understand and practice the diagram. Okay.